The human nervous system has three focuses specialized by three web-four layers. The first, the vagus nerve. This is the part that's associated with the fight and flight awareness. The second, the limbic system. This is the part used in assessing friends and potential partners. The third, the neocortex. This is the part that juggles memories in conjunction with the limbic and vagus functions. It's the part that is no stranger to competition and has opted for contribution and creativity as to alleviate the constant pressure of competition. Together it gives every individual the same three spirits in each human's being. Like a plant coming to full blossom. The reality of having to address when one fights alone, fights alongside of another, or plans ahead as to avoid the conflict altogether is the three layers to address conflicts. This truth will be true on Earth and anywhere there is life struggling to survive for long enough. These happen to be three spirits in every human being just by having the vagus, the limbic and cortex as part of their overall bodily construct. Now that we have explained the three spirits in every human, we move on to the repeated mention of the number 7. What is about number 7 that makes it godly? It's really simple. It's the rainbow and its 7 colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet. The colors are made from electron activity as electrons go from higher energy orbital to lower energy orbital. To explain what happens in the atom, I'll use the solar system as a parallel to help you understand. Say Saturn goes from its current orbit to Jupiter orbit, or Mars orbit or Earth orbit. Depending on how far down it goes, it'll emit a color frequency, waves of light. Electrons that go from high orbital energy to lower energy orbit will emit waves of light. Red color belongs to hydrogen and helium at the lighter smaller size of atoms, with the last color of the rainbow, violet, belonging to the most dense atoms. As you can see, this period table has these 7 rows. These 7 rows all cover the rainbow from red in the first row all the way to violet in the 7th row. Now, the conclusion we can draw from this is as follows: the 3 levels of thought, at least for humans, is made up of atoms found in the second periodicity row. Coincidentally, the Bible mentions 777 and 666. Now that we see where 7 comes from, we can only deduce that 777 is the vagus, limbic and cortex of an alien species to be made up of 7th periodicity elements, which makes 666 a triune made up of 6th row periodicity. Under this light, we are worshipping aliens of a higher density, discussing among themselves about this carbon construct, that is like one of them. After the Great War of Atlantis and Lemuria that ended advanced society with the use of thermonuclear weapons as described in the Bhagavad Gita, alien visitors came to Earth to marvel at humans defeated by their own impulsive nature due to potent second orbital electrons provide the electricity for their consciousness, which at this point said in Genesis 3:22, "Behold, man has become like one of us." From which that point they came down and confused our tongues to rule over us. This is now our problem, aliens we called God. By the way, the 6th periodicity triune brain would be the satanic order, reacting from the inferior position against the 7th periodicity triune brain types, hence damning 666 to the fight-flight aspect of their own mind when it dealt with 777. The problem, people, is that we wouldn't be possible without a moon and seasons. It is now understood that a neutron star merger occurred a few millions years ago, blasting heavier elements onto our solar system, causing planets to tilt and for Earth to be bombarded by heavy elements on the surface. And so these elements of atoms being more valuable to the visiting alien, more valuable than our own lives, we are born into bondage by the order of 666 that is twice more likely than the order of 777. The highest order is naturally more smarter, denser and quicker than 666. But here we are with the heavier density aliens treating us like minors for their fight for conquest in the